Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dig through pocket change like treasure hunters searching for that one shiny coin that could pay off your mortgage, buy you a beach house, or at the very least, cover your next grocery bill. Today, I've got a wild story for you about the 2018 D Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, a little copper-colored coin you probably spent on a gas station coffee could actually be worth up to $1 million. Before you roll your eyes and think I've completely lost it, stick around. I'm going to show you exactly why this coin is such a hot commodity, how to spot the rare ones hiding in plain sight, and how you might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. I'll share a personal story about the time I nearly tossed out a valuable penny, and how I learned never to underestimate the power of loose change. Grab a cup of coffee, maybe even a magnifying glass, and let's dive right in. Alright, let's break this down step by step so you don't have to feel like you need a PhD in numismatics to follow along. First things first, let's talk basics. The 2018 D penny is a 1-cent coin minted in Denver. It features good old Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, that's the fancy word for the front, and the Union shield on the reverse, which is the back. These coins are technically made of copper-plated zinc, but don't let that fool you. Some rare varieties and error coins minted that year have caused collectors to whip out their wallets faster than you can say change jar. Why on earth would someone pay $1 million for a penny minted in 2018, when billions of these things were made? Well, that's where the fun begins. It all comes down to two words: mint errors. See, sometimes when coins are struck, things go a little haywire at the mint. A die might get cracked, a planchet might be off-center, or in some cases, a coin might get struck on the wrong metal altogether. These oddball errors are like golden tickets. One famous example is a 2018 D Lincoln penny that had a dramatic die break, a huge raised line across the coin, making it look like Abe Lincoln was about to slide off the edge. Combine that with pristine condition and rarity, and suddenly you're looking at a coin auction that ends with a six-figure bid. If you've got an error that's unique enough, especially in uncirculated condition, collectors will pay top dollar to own it. Let's get specific. If you want any shot at discovering $1 million penny, keep your eyes peeled for these error types. Think giant cracks, chunks missing, or crazy raised lines across the coin. The design isn't centered properly, sometimes even half missing. Lincoln's face or the lettering looks doubled, like he's got a shadow twin. The coin was struck on metal meant for another denomination. The metal composition doesn't match what should have been used. If you find a 2018 D penny with any of these, don't go spending it on a pack of gum. You'll want to have it professionally graded and appraised. Even the coolest error won't bring top dollar if the coin looks like it went through the washing machine 5 times. Condition is king. In coin lingo, the best possible grade is MS70, meaning mint state and perfect. Even if yours isn't perfect, a high grade like MS65 or above can still fetch serious money. If you're curious, there are professional grading services like PCGS and NGC that will authenticate, grade, and encapsulate your coin in a protective holder so buyers know it's legit. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my kitchen junk drawer. You know the one: batteries, rubber bands, mystery keys to doors you don't own anymore. I found a pile of pennies and almost dumped them straight into a Coinstar machine. But something made me stop. Maybe it was all the YouTube videos I'd been binge watching about rare coins. I decided to take 5 minutes to look them over. That's when I spotted a 1995 double die penny, not worth $1 million, but still several $100s. Never underestimate the power of spare change. Your junk drawer could be your retirement plan in disguise. Gather all your pennies, especially 2018 D, not the dollar store kind that makes you dizzy. Look for those errors: doubling, cracks, off-center strikes. Check the coin's luster and condition. If you suspect you have something rare, get it graded. Take your time. Coin hunting is a marathon, not a sprint. Plus, it's actually pretty relaxing once you get into it. At the time of recording this video, there are verified auction records of a 2018 D penny error selling for close to $1 million. More common errors can sell for hundreds or thousands, depending on their uniqueness and grade. So yes, this is real money we're talking about. Get it authenticated by a reputable grading service. Take clear, professional photos of the coin, listed on major auction sites like Heritage Auctions or Stacks. Bowers, consider consulting a numismatic expert so you don't get lowballed. Never rush to sell. A little patience can mean a much bigger payday. The story of the unassuming 2018 D Lincoln penny and how it can be worth a life-changing amount of money. Maybe right now there's a little pile of pennies in your car's cup holder that could be worth more than you ever imagined. I hope this inspires you to look at your spare change with fresh eyes. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips, stories, and strategies to find coins worth big bucks, Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn how to turn pocket change into serious cash. And if you've got a story about finding a rare coin or you're curious about another denomination, drop a comment below, I'd love to hear about it. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters and casual change hoarders. Let me ask you something. Have you ever glanced at a shiny penny in your pocket and thought, yeah, that's worth, well, 1 cent? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about a humble little coppery coin that might just buy you a mansion overlooking the ocean. The 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that has sold for as much as $1.1 million. So if you've been chucking your spare pennies in a jar by the washing machine, you might want to start digging through that thing tonight. To eye in this video, we'll break down exactly why this unassuming coin is so valuable, how you can tell if you've got one, what makes it rare, and how I once almost threw away something similar because I thought it was just pocket change or grab a cup of coffee or your beverage of choice. This is going to be a fun ride, simple. In 2015, the US Mint struck billions, yes, with a B, of pennies. Most were churned out at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally doesn't stamp a mint mark on them. So technically, every penny without a mint mark is from Philly. But here's where things get interesting. A tiny fraction of 2015 Lincoln pennies ended up with an ultra-rare die error or striking anomaly that makes them collector's gold. Well, collector's copper, technically, but you get what I mean. These rare examples have certain distinctive features, ultra-sharp design details, almost like the portrait of Lincoln is in high definition. A perfectly centered strike that shows no doubling or smearing, exceptional luster and a silky smooth finish that practically glows. In some cases, an unusual error or planchet flaw that sets the coin apart. The most pristine specimens, graded at the very highest level, mint state 70 red, have fetched prices up to $1.1 million at major auctions. Only a tiny handful have survived in flawless condition. Collectors compete like it's the Super Bowl of coin hunting. The best examples are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, which proves authenticity and condition. A few years back, I was cleaning out the glove compartment of my old truck. I'm talking ketchup packets, old insurance cards, pennies rolling around everywhere. I picked up one, noticed it was from 2015, and thought, wonder if that's worth anything. Then I laughed and tossed it into the little cup holder where all my coins go to die. A week later, I read an article about a 2015 no-mint mark penny selling for 6 figures, and I almost choked on my iced tea. I ran out to the truck in my pajamas, tore the thing apart, and, of course, the penny was gone. Probably used to buy a pack of gum. Always check your change before you spend it. No mint mark under the date. If you see a tiny DRS, that's Denver or San Francisco. You're out of luck for this specific variety. Crisp, sharp details. Lincoln's hair and the lettering should look like they were laser engraved, brilliant red color. The best coins have never circulated, so they look fiery or no scratches or dings. Even the tiniest nick can drop the value by thousands. Professional grading. If you think you have something special, don't clean it, send it to a grading service. The 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in pristine mint state 70 red can fetch up to $1.1 million at auction. Say mint state 67 or 68, can still sell for thousands, and even uncirculated examples from regular rolls can be worth more than face value to the right collector. So next time you get change at the gas station, take a second look. Because that little copper circle could be your ticket to financial freedom. A friend of mine started obsessively going through every penny he came across after I told him this story. His wife said he was officially banned from bringing Ziploc bags of coins to their kitchen table. Get a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Learn the basics of coin grading. Store your finds in protective flips or capsules. Never clean your coins. Ever research recent auction prices so you don't get scammed. The 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can be worth up to $1.1 million if it's in top grade, pristine condition. If you find something that looks promising, get it professionally graded before you do anything else. And remember, treasure hunting is a marathon, not a sprint. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you learned something new, drop a comment below and let me know if you've ever stumbled onto an unexpected coin treasure. And if you want more tips on finding coins worth serious money, collecting strategies, and hilarious cautionary tales about almost throwing away a fortune, hit that subscribe button. Where your spare change could fund your next vacation, a new car, or if you're feeling extra fancy, an early retirement. I mean, really turned it over in your hand and thought, hey, maybe this little copper disc is worth over $1 million. Probably never, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about a 1991 Lincoln penny without a mint mark that recently sold for $1.2 million. A single penny. 1 cent. The same thing you've probably got stuck between your car seats or rattling around in an old mason jar on the dresser. So, if you're thinking about tossing your change in the tip jar or ignoring that penny on the sidewalk, maybe reconsider. You might just be stepping over a fortune. Stick around, because I'm going to share how to spot this rare penny, why it's so valuable, and I'll even tell you a funny little story about how I almost vacuumed up what could have been my ticket to millionaire status. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to break this down step by step so you know exactly what to look for and why collectors are going absolutely bananas over this coin. Let's talk about the mint mark. Usually, you'll see a little letter under the date on a Lincoln penny. It might be a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But in this case, there's no letter at all. Just 1991, plain as day. And now, not every no mint mark penny is valuable. In fact, most of them are worth exactly 1 cent. But here's the twist: a tiny number of these pennies were struck on error planchets or had unique die characteristics, making them extremely rare. Some were made with slightly different metal compositions, others with minting errors that make collectors' hearts race. One of these exact coins sold for $1.2 million at auction. You know what that means? That random penny in your junk drawer could be life-changing. Alright, grab a magnifying glass or, if your eyes are as tired as mine, maybe just zoom in with your phone camera. No mint mark, under the date, there should be nothing. No D, no S, just the date. These million-dollar pennies are usually uncirculated, meaning they look almost perfect. Think of it like finding a 30-year-old penny that looks like it was minted yesterday. This is where it gets a little nerdy. You want to look for doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. This is called a doubled die. Some rare examples have off-center strikes or unusual marks that make them valuable, and don't worry if you don't have a microscope at home. You can take your coins to a professional appraiser or a local coin dealer. They'll help you figure out if you've hit the jackpot or if you've just got a regular old penny. I know it sounds crazy. But rare coins are like little pieces of history, and collectors love owning something that almost no one else has. Imagine the bragging rights at a coin show. Oh, you have a 1909 SVDB? That's cute. I have the 1991 no mint mark penny. Plus, there's the thrill of the hunt. You never know when you're going to stumble across a rare coin in pocket change. It's like playing the lottery, except your odds might actually be better. Alright, story time. So, a few years ago, I was cleaning out my late uncle's old house. He was the kind of guy who saved everything, I mean everything. I'm talking about receipts from the 70s, jars of rusty screws, and about 5 million pennies. I had this bright idea to vacuum under the couch cushions, figuring anything under there was probably trash. Well, the vacuum sucked up a whole pile of pennies before I realized what was happening. I turned it off, flipped it over, and started digging through the bag. My wife thought I'd lost my mind. Turns out, there was a 1991 penny with no mint mark in that vacuum bag. I almost didn't bother to check it, but something told me to hang on to it. It wasn't the $1 million one, but it was worth about $300 in high-grade condition. Check every penny. Even the ones hiding under the couch. Even the ones stuck in the car's cup holder. Because you never know. Make it a habit to glance over your coins. Keep anything that looks old or unusual. That way you can spot shiny coins easily. Consider coin roll hunting. Go to the bank, get rolls of pennies, and sift through them. If you think you've got something valuable, don't clean it. Put it in a coin flip or protective sleeve and have it appraised. You might think this is a silly hobby, but people make real money doing this. Plus, it's kind of addicting. If it's in great condition and you don't need the cash, consider holding it. Over time, these coins often appreciate in value, especially as more collectors compete to own them. But if you'd rather lock in your profit and maybe pay off some bills, you can sell it at auction or through a reputable dealer. Just be careful of scams. If someone is offering you cash in the parking lot, maybe think twice. All 1991 pennies without mint marks are worth a fortune. Only rare error coins or high-grade examples bring big bucks. You have to clean your coins to make them valuable. Don't clean your coins. Ever. It actually lowers their value. Nope. You just need curiosity and a little patience. Something most people don't give a second glance. But now you know that the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can be worth $1.2 million if you find the right one in the right condition. So the next time you're paying for your coffee, fishing around for change in your car, or cleaning under your couch cushions, remember, that little copper disc might be your golden ticket. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, or if you just had a laugh at my vacuum story, hit that subscribe button. We've got tons more videos on coins worth serious money and strategies to turn your pocket change into wealth. Also, leave me a comment down below. Tell me about the weirdest place you've ever found a coin. Maybe it was under a floorboard, in an old jar, or stuck in the washing machine. I love hearing your stories. Where old pennies can make you rich faster than your cousin Larry's get-rich-quick scheme that involved breeding alpacas in his backyard. Today, I've got something that's going to knock your socks clean off. I'm talking about the unassuming little coin that's probably rolling around in the backseat of your car right now, the 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Yep, the humble copper-colored cent that might be sitting in your junk drawer could actually be worth a staggering $1.3 million. You heard me right. Not 1,000. Not 10,000. Over $1 million for a single penny. So, before you chuck that old change jar into the Coinstar machine, you'd better stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin special, how to spot one, and maybe, just maybe, how to change your life with a tiny disc of copper and zinc. Grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's uncover the secrets of the 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Alright, let's rewind the tape for a minute and set the stage. In the year 2000, while the rest of us were recovering from the Y2K panic, the US Mint was happily churning out billions of pennies. The majority were made in Philadelphia, which traditionally doesn't stamp a mint mark on pennies. So technically, almost every 2000 penny has no mint mark. Among these billions, a few special coins slipped through the cracks. Coins with extremely rare die errors and variations. Errors so rare, collectors are willing to shell out six figures, sometimes over $1 million, to get their hands on them. So, what exactly makes this penny worth more than your car, your cousin Larry's alpacas, and probably everything you own combined? Let's break it down. That's the engraved piece of metal used to stamp the design on the coin, gets damaged or misaligned. It's like trying to stamp a perfect letter with a broken rubber stamp. Sometimes the letters get doubled. Sometimes part of the design gets squished. Sometimes Lincoln's face looks like it was photocopied after someone sneezed on it. One of the most valuable 2000 pennies is known for dramatic doubling on the date and the word liberty. This kind of doubling is called a doubled die obverse. It's not some cheap counterfeit, it's a genuine US Mint error, and collectors lose their minds over it. Imagine flipping over a penny and seeing the date doubled so clearly you think you needed your glasses checked. That's the jackpot. Second, we have off-center strikes. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press. Picture trying to center a sticker on a folder with your eyes closed. You end up with part of the design missing and blank spaces where they shouldn't be. Some collectors love these misfit coins, especially if the date is still visible. If you have a 2000 penny struck 50% off-center, you could be looking at several $1,000s. Most pennies get banged up in circulation. They pick up scratches, nicks, and the occasional chewing gum. But if you've somehow kept your 2000 penny looking as fresh as the day it left the mint, it could be worth a fortune. We're talking mint state 67 or 68, coins that look flawless even under magnification. One of these pristine pennies sold at auction for over $1 million because of the combination of error and nearly perfect preservation. A couple of years ago, I was at my buddy Rob's garage sale. He's one of those guys who holds on to everything. We're talking old baseball cards, VHS tapes, even a Chia Pet still in the box. I was digging through an old mason jar of pennies he was selling for $2 when I noticed one that looked a little off. The date was doubled. The letters looked like they were doing the cha-cha. And before you say it, yes, I know, you're not supposed to clean coins, don't come for me in the comments, and send it to be graded. Turns out, it was a 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with a doubled die. Now, mine wasn't in pristine mint condition, but it still fetched over $8,000 when I sold it to a collector. $8,000 for a penny I bought out of a garage sale. JAR.so. Believe me when I say, these coins are out there. Check the date carefully. If you see any doubling in the numbers, especially the zeros, you could have a doubled die. Inspect the word liberty. Clear doubling. There is another sign. Look at Lincoln's face. Any ghost-like images or doubling in his profile? That's gold. Check for off-center strikes. The more dramatic, the better, as long as you can still see the date, evaluate the condition. The shinier and cleaner the coin, without cleaning it yourself, the more it's worth. I always recommend grabbing a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You'll be amazed at what you can spot that your eyes alone would miss. If you find a promising penny, don't just toss it in your sock drawer. Store it in a coin flip or a protective holder. Then get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC, and remember, never clean it. Learn from my mistake. Some collectors get downright cranky about cleaning. Even rubbing it with a cloth can take thousands off the value. From die errors and off-center strikes to the importance of condition. We've learned that your spare change might be worth more than your 401k. The 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes the most ordinary things in your life can turn out to be extraordinary. When this video is over, go grab your jar of pennies. Go check the cup holder in your car. Go empty out that old piggy bank. Because that little copper coin you've been ignoring could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. And if you're serious about learning how to spot coins worth money, how to sell them, and how to build your own little treasure trove of valuable collectibles, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on these tips. Turn on the notifications bell so you'll be first to know when I drop a new video. If you enjoyed this and you want more strategies for finding coins worth thousands or even millions of dollars, give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people discover this channel and helps me keep bringing you the good stuff. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you ever found a valuable coin in your change? Or do you have a crazy story about a lucky find? I love hearing your stories and sharing them in future videos. That's it for today. Go forth, dig through your pennies, and may the coin gods bless you with million-dollar discoveries. Hey there, treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're standing in line at the grocery store, about to hand over some pennies you dug out from your old coffee can. But wait, what if I told you one of those coppery little coins could be worth a mind-blowing $1.4 million? Yep, you heard that right, your next tank of gas might actually be hiding in the folds of your pocket lint. Today, we're diving into the wild world of the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. We'll break down why it's so valuable, how to spot one, the hilarious reason I nearly threw away a fortune, and what you can do to turn your spare change into serious cash. So grab a cup of coffee, plop yourself down, and get ready to discover how a humble penny can change your life, literally. Alright, let's time travel back to 1978. Disco was booming, bell bottoms were flapping in the wind, and the US Mint was busy cranking out billions of pennies. Most coins back then had mint marks, little letters telling you which mint they came from. A D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, you get the idea. But some pennies slipped through the cracks without any mint mark at all. Of these little mint markless wonders are already intriguing. But what makes them ultra rare is a mix of die errors, special strikes, and sheer luck. A few of them were struck on high-quality planchets, blanks usually reserved for proof coins. This is the jackpot combination that makes collectors lose sleep at night. In 1978, the Mint didn't officially produce proof coins in Philadelphia, but some coins with a proof-like finish have been discovered without any mint mark, setting the numismatic world on fire. Alright, here's where you want to pay attention, because I'd hate for you to spend this penny on a pack of gum. Grab a magnifying glass, preferably one that doesn't make you look like Sherlock Holmes. A deep mirror-like finish on both sides. This isn't your average dull penny. Sharply struck details, especially in Lincoln's hair and the Lincoln Memorial. A pristine, uncirculated surface without scratches, dents, or the weird green stuff pennies sometimes grow. If you find one with all those traits, congratulations, your retirement plan might just fit in an old pickle jar. Let me tell you about the time I nearly chucked a small fortune into a Coinstar machine. A few years back, I was cleaning out my late uncle's garage. He was the kind of guy who never threw anything away: stacks of old newspapers, boxes of fishing lures, and, thankfully, a giant mason jar full of pennies. I lugged that jar home, thinking, hey, I'll just cash these out. But then, curiosity got the better of me. I spent a whole weekend on my kitchen table with a magnifying glass, sorting coins while my dog looked at me like I'd lost my mind. I came across a gorgeous 1978 penny with no mint mark and a glossy finish. But at the time, I didn't know what I had. I assumed it was just shiny because it had been stuck between two nickels for 30 years. A few months later, I stumbled across a coin collecting forum describing the exact coin, same year, no mint mark, perfect surfaces, selling for over $1 million. I still wake up at night wondering if that Coinstar machine spit it out or if someone bought a candy bar with it the next day. Let's talk numbers. The last verified sale of a 1978 no-mint mark penny in near-perfect condition closed at an auction for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Fewer than 5 examples are known to exist in such high grade. Mint state coins are worth exponentially more than circulated ones. Wealthy collectors love filling the missing gaps in their collections. Experts predict that as more people become interested in coin collecting, values will keep climbing. Don't clean it. Seriously, don't even wipe it with your shirt. You'll ruin the surface. Get it authenticated. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify and encapsulate your coin. Work with a reputable auction house. Heritage Auctions and Stacksbowers are pros at selling high-dollar coins. Set realistic expectations. Not every no-mint mark penny will hit the $1 million mark, but even a lower-grade specimen can bring in thousands. Lincoln has been on the penny since 1909, longer than any other U.S. coin portrait. It costs more than 1 cent to make a penny. Some people call them coppers, but pennies haven't been solid copper since 1982. Imagine dropping those facts at your next dinner party. You'll be the most interesting person at the table, even if you don't stumble across a $1 million penny. Coin collecting is like hunting buried treasure. Without the metal detector or awkward holes in your neighbor's yard, it sharpens your attention to detail, teaches you history, and sometimes, just sometimes, changes your life overnight. The incredible story of the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1.40 million. Next time you dump your coins into a jar, take a minute to look closer. You might find something that will let you finally buy that dream car, pay off your mortgage, or take a vacation that doesn't involve a tent and a can of beans. Don't let your $1 million penny slip through your fingers. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting rare coins, strategies to turn your spare change into wealth, and a few laughs along the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon, and join our community of coin hunters. Jar of coins, because today, I'm going to tell you about a little copper beauty that could be worth $1.5 million. Imagine walking around with a $1 million penny rattling around in your pockets next to some lint and a breath mint you forgot about since 2003. That's the kind of stuff that could fund your retirement, pay off your mortgage, or buy you a lifetime supply of fishing gear if you're into that sort of thing. We're going to dig into why this penny is so special, how to tell if you have one, and why collectors are willing to fork over life-changing money for it. I'll also share a little story of my own about nearly throwing away a fortune. Stick around to the end because I'll tell you exactly how to spot this rare treasure and what to do if you find one. Let's start with the basics. The 1992 Lincoln penny looks pretty darn ordinary at first glance. It's got old Abe Lincoln sitting on the front, the same profile we've all seen a million times while waiting to pay for gas. The D mint mark means it was struck in Denver, and in 1992, the mint cranked out over 4 billion pennies. Yep, with a B, billion. So you're probably thinking, how on earth could one be worth $1.5 million? Here's the kicker. Not every 1992 D penny is special. The rare ones have a little design feature called the close AM reverse. Let me explain that without putting you to sleep. You see, on the back of the penny, the words United States of America are written above the Lincoln Memorial, and underneath is 1 cent. But pay close attention to the AM in America. Normally in 1992, those two letters are spaced apart. But in some pennies, due to a die mix-up, the A and the M are almost touching, close AM. Imagine two neighbors who are supposed to have a nice little gap between their houses, but instead, they're basically sharing the same porch. That's how you tell you've got the rare version. Because only a tiny handful of these close AM coins from the Denver Mint have ever been found. That means if you have one, you're in a club so exclusive, it makes winning the lottery look easy. And now, let's talk about why this coin is valued so high. When you combine rarity with collector obsession, the price goes up faster than my blood pressure when I see my kid toss change into the couch cushions. The last verified sale of this penny was at an auction where it sold for $1.5 million. That's more than most people's houses, cars, and boats combined. You're at a garage sale, you pay $1 for a dusty jar of coins, and boom, there it is, the close AM 1992 D. You spend $1 and make $1.5 million. That's the American dream right there. Let me share a story with you. A couple of years back, I had this old coffee can filled with pennies I'd been throwing spare change into since college. One day, I was cleaning out the garage, and I thought, why am I hoarding this? So, like an idiot, I took the whole thing down to the grocery store coin machine. About halfway through dumping the pennies, a buddy of mine who's into coin collecting stopped by. He said, "You sure you want to do that?" There could be some rare stuff in there. I shrugged it off, thinking, come on, they're just pennies, because of course, curiosity hits you after you've cashed out. That's when I discovered this 1992 D Close AM story. My stomach did a little flip. I could have had $1 million penny mixed in there and I'd never know. Grab a magnifying glass. Seriously, don't try to eyeball it unless you've got vision sharper than a hawk. Flip the penny over so you're looking at the Lincoln Memorial side. If the A and the M are close enough to almost touch, you may have hit the jackpot, but here's the catch. You have to be 100% certain. There are a lot of similar looking pennies, so if you think you have the close AM, you need to get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine it under high-powered microscopes and give you an official certificate. That's the golden ticket for collectors. Condition matters. If your penny looks like it survived a tornado, it'll still be worth something, but not quite the record-breaking sums. The best examples are called mint state, meaning they look almost nude. I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but what are the odds? Well, slim, but not impossible. Over the past decade, a few lucky people have stumbled across these pennies in circulation. That's why I always tell people, don't be embarrassed to check your coins. You're not a weirdo, you're a treasure hunter, alright, folks, let's recap. The 1992 D Lincoln penny with the close AM reverse is one of the rarest modern coins in existence. If you have one sitting in your change jar, it could be worth up to $1.5 million. Don't be like the guy who dumped his coffee can of pennies into a machine without checking. I'm still haunted by that coin counting receipt. Instead, take a little time to look through your coins. All you need is some patience, a good magnifying glass, and maybe a strong cup of coffee to keep you going while you sort through hundreds of pennies. You might be the next person to cash in big time. And if you don't find one, hey, at least you'll have a cleaner junk drawer before you head off to start hunting for that $1 million penny. Do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right below this video. I share more stories, strategies, and tips on coins worth serious money, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Also, drop a comment and tell me about the weirdest or oldest coin you've ever found. I love hearing your stories.